अवतार मेहर बाबा
बाबा
की
की जय।
जय।
अवतार
अवतार मेहर
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की
की
जय।
जय।
अवतार
अवतार
मेहर
मेहर
बाबा
बाबा
की
की
जय।
जय।
Over to you, Uncle, from here.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Ever since I was young, I was told that when you are fortunate enough to have the company or darshan or thought of saints, great people, all your sins will be washed away. So that was, and they would give me the example. They would cite the example of Valmiki. Valmiki was a dacoit. He used to kill people and and feed his family, and as it was to be. Narada came into his life, and the moment he saw Narada, his whole life turned, and he became a saint in no time. And thousands of years ago, even before Rama was born, Rama's life was written by him. Valmiki, that is what is his name, how we know him. That is why how we know him. So, today when I see all of you, I have the same feeling. When you see all on the screen, I feel that you're all great people. You have come to wash away my sins. That is how I genuinely feel. It's not something I'm telling from the depth of my heart, I'm telling you. So that is the thing. So at the outset, I want to I want to apologize to to be forgiven by all of you for the mistake I made. Of course, it's a mistake. It is not that it is what you call wantonly made, but that is how it has happened. I heard in Mehrazad, of course, there were so many people, and I asked someone there, and why Erich does not go for food. Then he must have told the whole story, but something uh, only the thing that remained in my mind was that he never took food in the afternoon. So I am sorry for that, but that was not correct. That is how Meher Chand told me, and I am very grateful to him, thankful to him, and I want all of you to note this. This is the thing first. At the outset, I want to make a clarification to all of you. Okay, now let us not spend more on that. Whatever has happened, and, um, and that's all. It's the thing. Now, right from the beginning, from the first meeting, I have been telling you so many things about RSN Murthy. So I was not well prepared at that time. Today I got some what you call evidence about. Can you all see this photograph?
Yes,
Is it
yes, we can see. Can you take it a little up?
is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Here, a man is. Baba is embracing a man. That is RSN Murthy. RSN Murthy, Rentala Suryanarayan Murthy. Okay, that is one photograph. Can I take it out?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. Again, you see another photograph. This is uh, on the eastern side of Mehrabad Hill. Baba is with RSN Murthy, and RSN Murthy is on the extreme left, I think I am pointing it rightly. Yes, this is the man. So those days, that is, this is 1955 Savas photograph.
Hmm.
So Baba has permitted them to have a photograph and with each group, and that is this Srirangapatnam group. Only 4 people were there. So I don't know the names of other persons, but these people, even these people, it was very hard for them to come to Meherabad and have Baba's darshan. That is how it has happened. Okay. Here is the man. Are you able to see?
Yes, yes.
So it is about the time he was about to die. That is in 2000 or something like. He died in 2001. Uh, that is the photograph. So for, for me, his eyes always look like Baba's eyes, and he used to tell us that Baba lives in me. Actually, there are 2 persons in this person, and one is Meher Baba, the other is myself. I always hide myself from his sights. I'll remain always in a corner, just as a man who is serving a master. He is very eager not to disturb him, but to give him all the comfort that he can give. That is how he lived. So true to his words, he never ever thought of his family. He had 3 children, 3 girls. It is very difficult for people to understand in the West how difficult it is to have girl child in a house till she is married and sent off to her husband's place. So 3 children, 3 girls were there. The eldest one was Meherwani. She died recently, about 2 years back, 2 or 3 years back in Meherabad, serving the Lord. She never married. And the 2 girls are now married. But when he died, these 2 girls were also not married. He did not have a house to live in. He lived in the guest house of the center in very trying circumstances. And when he died, these 2 girls were not married. There was no income, only postal RD. He was a development officer. He had a car. He had so much bank balance and all that. He used to spend all the money for Baba's cause. And when he died, there was no bank balance except some 2-3 lakhs of his pension. I mean retirement benefit that was made. That was fixed. So that was the amount. So he lived true to his words. He said that I do not care what the world is going to think of me, or what will happen to me or my children or to anything. My only concern is Meher Baba. And if Meher Baba is happy, that's all what I want. So he lived true to his words all his life. So that is about Murthy Garu. Then the other day, when Ganesh rang me and asked me to speak again, I said, what should I speak? Whatever I knew about Murthy Garu, I have already told you. And even about Eric Jassawal also I have told you. Then he said, no, you ask Baba, Baba will make you speak. So so I am before you, and I don't know, even if I ask Baba, is he going to prompt me or not, I don't know. But whatever comes to my mind or whatever I speak, I hope Baba will make it sweet for you people to enjoy it. Rather, not enjoy, it is not something enjoyment, it's not a thing to be enjoyed, it is something to be, what you call, grasped, and it is digested in your person. That should be the thing how I wish. So now coming to my association with Murthy or Erej Jassawala or for anybody, there are certain things I want to tell you. So, after retirement from his LIC, that is insurance company, he opened a school in the premises of Avatar Meher Baba Center, primary school, Montessori school. And he used to teach them. So they had a blackboard on the wall. So on the blackboard there is a message. Even today I can't forget. So it was written. So the game, the message is the game, and it is Baba's message. Baba says, what is the game? To penetrate into the essence of all being and significance, and to release the fragrance of that inner attainment for the benefit of others by expressing in the world of forms truth, love, purity, and beauty. This is the sole game that has any intrinsic and absolute worth. All other happenings, undertakings, and arrangements can in themselves have no lasting importance. That is the message that struck my heart. That always remains in my heart. So now what is there left to? What I have to do to attain that stature where I speak only truth, to attain a state of mind where only I can love all people, knowing that Baba is present in everybody, in everything, in animate and inanimate things. This is the sole, what you call, job or whatever you call, that is the aim in my life. And now I have reached almost the end of my, in the last, whatever you can say, and I don't find anything. I am the same Ra Janardhan Ra. When I saw that message, even today I feel I have not changed anything. So it is not easy, but one should not be deterred by that. One should continue to struggle for that. So I have something to tell about myself, because that maybe you may feel it is relevant or irrelevant, whatever it is. I want to share something about myself. So as a young kid, 3 to 4 years, I still remember today. There used to be street dramas. I don't know whether such a thing happens in the West, but in our childhood days, there would be street dramas in the night. Throughout the night, they will play the dramas. There, they will depict the lives of avatars or like that. So it was Rama story always, and I used to keep watching that right from the word go till it is finished, and it took nearly from 9 in the night to 3:34 early in the morning. So as a young child, what I remember is only that story, and all the songs I got by them heart. And it was, you see, you have to sit in the dust. You have to go and sit in the on the road. In Indian conditions are different. Everything is dust here. So whatever it is, I used to sit in the dust and listen to that. And drama was my, what you call, life. I used to weep whenever I thought of Rama and Sita. So that is how I was brought up. Then what happened? From my native village, I was sent to Nizamabad. Nizamabad is a town, big place, for my studies. Having come here, I forgot everything about Rama. Rama was not there. And only school friends, colleagues, then matriculation, then college. I used to go to college, and Rama was never there in my mind. Rama has left me altogether, and I never thought about it. So I was not, even though I did very well in the college, but I was very, very irregular. Sometimes for 3 months together, I would not go to the college. So what I would do in the spare time, I have to leave the home for college and roam about the town, and then I developed a fascination for swimming. Uh, right behind my college, there is still it is there. There is a very big tank, very lake-like tank. So I wanted to learn swimming. I learned swimming, and I would swim the whole length of the tank. It should be about at least 2 furlongs. So that is how I used to do that. So in the year 1966, what happened? Uh, I skipped the college. I went to the tank at about 11 o'clock. There was nobody in the vicinity. Everything was what you call deserted. Only the tank is there and me. And as usual, I swam, and I was returning back to the, mm, to the what you call banks. So about 20 yards, I can't say exactly, but 20 yards, I have to swim and then reach the, get out of the tank and put on my clothes and all that. Something struck me. See, the grass that grows in a tank, I don't know whether in West they'll keep it very clean and all that, but in Indian conditions it is very common. My two legs were caught up in a web-like thing, and I was not able to uh, move further. I was trying hard. I was trying to move my hands and all that. I was not. So after a little while, I drowned first. Again, second time. So I was told that a man, one who is about to drown, it will happen 3 times. First time he will get up, second time he will get up, third time he drowns, he goes. So 2 were over. Now third, I realized that third time I am going to drown. And suddenly Rama comes to my mind. My mother used to tell that when you die, you take Rama's name. I said, yes, I am going to die. I was not afraid of death. I am going to die. This is the time I should remember Rama. And I said Rama loudly, and as you have an instinct, you try for you're saving yourself and you're moving your hand. That much I remember. Then, I don't know after what time or whatever be the time, when I realized, when I became aware of what is happening, I was on a stone which is very near the, edge of the tank. So I climbed it and sat there, and I was very, very sad. Why? Because that was the best opportunity to die, thinking of Rama's name, taking Rama's name, thinking of him. So that is the first disappointment. So, that is how it happened. Then I'll also tell about second disappointment. Of course, this is a different type of disappointment. And then what happened in 1966? Soon after this, I came into Baba's contact. My family, my brother came into Baba's contact, and we used to every evening we used to meet at Murthy's house and spend some time. He would tell us Baba stories and all that, how he came into Baba's contact and all that. It went on for some time, and my brother in 1966, on June 30th, he went to Pune and had Baba's darshan. So at that time, of course, one should be destined always. Then only it will happen. Otherwise, it is not going to happen, whatever it is. So I could not go along with him. And I was still in college. I was not earning money. Money is a difficult thing there. here in India. I had to. I cannot. I was a little sad that I cannot go with him, but it was all there. That's all. I did not mind about it. But when he returned, having Baba's darshan, I used to find him a different person. He was a very charming, glorious, and wherever he went and speak of Baba, people will listen to him and all that. I was also one among them, and I used to think I should have Baba's darshan. Baba's darshan, God's darshan is not something very cheap. Actually, he should grant it. Then again, 1966 passed off, and 1967, June 30th was coming. I cannot tell anybody that I want to go and see Baba, I mean, in Pune and have Baba's darshan, because I was a boy, and if somebody questioned how would you go and what are your credentials, what is your preparation, I had no answer. I was a mischievous type of person, and how could anybody approve of my going there? So that was all there. But whatever it is, uh, some friend, she gave me 100 rupees. 100 rupees was a good amount for the at that time, 1967. And I told in my family that I am going to a marriage. I did not tell them that I am going to Pune to have Baba's darshan. I took a train, then bus from Aurangabad to Pune bus, and again, just as my brother went there about 6 p.m. in the evening, I also reached Guru Prasad. Guru Prasad, Bangalore, as you know, it's a palace. So very spacious lawns were there, beautiful garden was there, everything was there, and you have to walk a long distance to reach the place, and you have to climb so many steps. So when I reached, just it happened as it happened to my brother. Somebody noticed me that somebody is there. I was on the ground, looking upward. Somebody came, and then at that time I did not know that he's Nana Kher. For my brother, Erich came. For me, Nana Kher came. Nana Kher came. He comes to me and says, "Who are you? Why did you come?" And all that. I said that I have come to have Baba's darshan. He said, "No, Baba is in strict seclusion. You cannot have his darshan." I almost fell at his feet and pleaded him to help me. He said, "Janardhan Rao, look, I am really helpless. You don't understand." Now today I understand that what was his difficulty. Baba's orders were very strict. One has to follow his orders. So I said, "I can't help in this matter." So then he took finally pity on me, and he said, "You cannot have Baba's darshan, but come." And he took me into the room where Baba sat with his mandali, where my brother had Baba's darshan. And he took me to the sofa where Baba used to sit. And he said, "You take Baba's darshan here in the sofa." So I bent my head, fell, and wept bitterly. 10 minutes passed, and he said, "Now it is time you leave." Now I realize Baba was just, I mean, I am here in this room, and there is a hall, and just up by the side of the hall, Baba was sitting. I never knew that I went very near to God in human form. It is very difficult. We cannot, what you call, really realize what is the significance of going very near God man. It happens in millions of once in a millions of births. I cannot. So I returned empty-handed. So that is disappointment of second disappointment of my life. So that brings me day and night even today. Then what happened? 1967, that is June, in 1967 October, sorry, from 1967 to 1968 October. So 1 year, we were very happy because Baba was going to give darshan in 1969 on in the month of May, April, May, and June. So life was bubbling. There was joy everywhere, and there was no care for anything. I, for myself, I was very extremely happy that now soon I will go and see Baba. So on January 31st, how it happens. We generally don't go to movies. At that time, well, we were not, we did not like movies and all that. We only liked spending time in remembrance of Baba. But as luck would have it, on 31st January 1969, it was a Friday, my brother, myself, and another person, another friend, Kashnath, we all went to a movie in the cinema hall and we returned home. And next day, the news comes that Baba has dropped his body. So that is the shock because the purpose of life was to see him. That was gone. So, despite all this disappointment and what you call these things, we had the good fortune of going to Mehrabad, and from 2nd February, from 3 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 7th February, we were in Mehrabad, and first from second, how many days it is? I think it is 5 days or 6 days, whatever it is. We had continuous darshan of Baba. We used to sit before the Samadhi and we would never leave that place. There was a small tree there. Now it is everything changed. And now the shed is there. There was no shed. It was all open. And for 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 food or for lunch, we'd go down and eat something that is available there. That is some snacks, no food. So for 2 or 3 days we had no food, but after three days, we were about 60 people, 60 to 70 people were there, and my mother and another two women, elderly women, they used to cook for the. We borrowed some vessels from Padri Kaka, and on the Dharamshala, we used to cook, and not only for us, the others also, Pune people also they would join. Madhusudan would join us, and they would take food with us. So only we had lunch, but no dinner, no breakfast or tea, something like that. We used to get them on the road that is near the neem tree, and that was all that. All the rest of the time we were there on the hill. Sometimes up to 3 o'clock in the night we would sit and sing Baba's bhajans there, and at about 12 o'clock or something like that they would put the bolt and they would close the samadhi. Rest of the time it was open. So it went on till 7th February, and on 7th February in the morning, some people called me. Our people called our people, and they said you have to work as volunteers. We said okay. Then it was my good fortune and my brother's good fortune that we were posted at the on the either side of the what you call doors, on the left side, that is actually Samadhi's right side, I was there, and on the left side, my brother was there. They were told that we have to control the crowds and all that, but we did not know what happened. We were looking only at Baba, beloved Baba's face, and when the when the time came, it was 12 o'clock or 12:15, whatever it is. Uh, they started removing those ice blocks and all that, clearing, and they brought the box coffin that was to be put on Baba's person. So till such time we had Baba's darshan, and during these 5 days or 6 days, they were allowed. They have allowed us to have Baba's darshan, going down the crypt and touching his feet. So all my family members, my brother's children, and my relatives, all my friends, we were very fortunate to touch. Baba's feet were open, his face was open. I felt his toes for some time and bowed down to him. That was the greatest happy moment for me, and that was the saddest time for me. So happiness and sorrow, they were there in my heart. They continue to remain in my heart. That is the third disappointment. So, story of disappointments. This is my life. Okay. Now I what is the time? 8:20.
Don't worry about the time. We have a lot of
Huh?
time, so it's all up to you. Whenever you want to speak.
So then I will tell something uh, that had happened to me in Mehrazad. So I used to go as as frequently as possible to Mehrazad because I was in Guntur uh, when the Mandli was there, and we have to um, travel for 2 nights. I mean, for 24 hours to reach Mehrabad. It was not easy. So once or twice I took a train and I had to stand all the night. So that was the situation. So what happens? Uh, I generally what I would do for Amar Tithi I would go, and we have to reach Mehrabad on 26th because they said you are group head. I just laugh because what I did as a group head is big zero, but that was the privilege that was given to me, and I would avail that. So rest of the people they will come on 28th, but I had to go on 26th. So I would plan in such a way that I will reach Mehrabad early in the morning on 26th, and instead of going to Mehrabad directly, I would go to Mehrazad because they would say once you reach Mehrabad, you are not permitted to go to Mehrazad. You are not. It was very strict. So I used to bend the rules. Before going to Mehrabad, I would go to Mehrazad, and uh, there were not many people at that time. Of course, Westerners were there. There were a good number of people. The hall would be always full, but still, whatever it is, there was a lot of, uh, opportunity for me to sit with me. Arey Jassawala, he used to sit at the window, at the window, and I would just sit before him, and he would he would look at me and wonder what is this boy coming for? Why does he look at me? So somehow he got attracted and all that. He used to, and among all the Westerners, there would be only one or two Indians, and sometimes he would tell something in Hindi, and he would look at me and say, "Did you enjoy this?" So I would be very happy with that. So it all went on that. So once what happened? It was a Thursday. I never knew that Thursday is a Meherazad day those days. I went early to Meherazad. Meherazad was, there was nobody. The veranda was empty and everything was quiet. It was about 10 o'clock and I was very, I mean, I did not know whether it was Meherazad day or not, whether I was permitted to come or not, and I was very, what you call, nervous. So I nervously I went and sat on the bench. Now I did not know what to do, how to um, go inside, not to go inside, or I was just sitting there. So suddenly what happens? Divana comes out. And Divana looks at me. Oh, Janardhan, you have come. Oh, great. I was, but I asked her nervously, is it a Meherazad day whether I can be here or I have to leave that? No, 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 don't leave. And she goes into Erech's room and tells that Janardhan has come. So Erech comes out with a, what you call, the warmth that can be felt by people when Erech opens his arms. That is to be experienced. You cannot describe that in the joy. So he embraced me and I said, I'm sorry, have I disturbed you? He said, no, you have not disturbed me in the least. Come on. He takes me into his room and shows everything. What is it? It's a very small room. There's a cot and there are things belonging to his Baba's photo is there, and then some other personal belongings are there. And he tells me that this is all Baba has given me with such great pride. Really, it's a matter of great pride because what you get at the hands of God is precious. So that is the thing. So what happened? So slowly pilgrims started coming in and the bus came and we all we spent time there. Erech was telling so many things about Baba and Westerners were putting some questions and all that. I was just enjoying. I was not. I was. I had no questions to ask and all that. So the time for the bell rang for lunch. So I have not reserved. I mean, I have not informed the trust people or the what you call pilgrim center people or hostelry for my food and all that. So I was not very concerned. I had brought some poha, atkul and tamsud. So from my wife gave me that for food, and I did not mind. I just slowly escaped from the Mendali Hall and went outside and in the garden where Balnath's room was there. I was hiding myself and eating this box, this small box I got from from Guntur. So Erech comes out searching for me. Janardhan, he comes out here and there and he comes finally, he finds me there near the tap. Oh man, you are sitting here. Yes, yes, what are you doing? I am having my food. He takes that box. I looks at, he close it. So I closed it. He took me by hand and he took me in the veranda. All the people who are staying in the pilgrim center, they were having their food. And now what is his name? It is difficult for me. He was the in charge, pilgrim center in charge. I don't know. Yeah, can't remember. So he's a Western Baba lover. He's a very famous person, but my poor mind, I can't recollect his name.
Is that Gary? Gary?
Yeah, Gary. Yes, yes. Thank you, Prakash. Gary. Yes, Gary. Gary was there. So he took me to that man, and he could have just said that this is my friend. He can allow him to take his food, but that is not what the Erech did. He said, Eric, Gary, look, this is my friend. How do you think if he takes his food here? These are the words. And he said, by all means. And I had food. So that is the concern Eric showed. Of course, it is a trivial thing for others in the world. Great things will happen. But that is the thing I can never forget. The love shown by Rajasawala. So on another occasion, yeah, I told you already that how I got Baba's hair. Yeah. This is my I don't know how many lifetimes earning. This is the thing that I have earned. This is the most precious thing for me. So I want to show it to you people. So on the at about 3 o'clock in the night, Rajasawala gave me this Baba's hair. Here it is. Are you able to see?
Yeah, can I take it a little up?
Beg your pardon?
Now we can see. Yes. Wonderful.
So this is the thing. I will never allow my people to touch that area. In my almara, I keep it in a separate corner. Nobody dares to touch it. Of course, this almara is open. Everybody takes away everything and all that. But that corner, it is what you call just out of reach of everybody. So this is Baba's hair I got from Rajasawala. And on another occasion, I was sitting in Mehrazad
Oh,
and somebody calls me out and I go out and there Goher, she calls me and she gives me this button. Okay, 1 minute, I'll take it out. This is Baba's badge. Are you able to see? Are you able to see?
yes, we can see. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, we can see. Wow.
So this button she gave me, and she told me that this has been touched by Meher Baba.
I can't see. Could you lift it up higher? I
Huh?
can't see what picture it is. I want to see the face.
Can you lift it up higher? Yes.
Oh,
Is it?
okay. It's very small, but we can see now. Thank you, Jai Baba.
We have to thank Baba. We have to thank because he has taken a form and shown his form to all human beings, humanity. Sorry, is it okay? Shall I have some light on it? Asim,
No, we can see. We can see. Yeah.
I know there's people,
It's
all
beautiful.
people.
Yeah, it's
Marlon,
fine.
you can see. I think it's fine. We can see it. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, wonderful.
So these are the things that I have. Of course, Baba's photos are there. Many photos are there. Baba's books are there. Everything is there. Only Baba is not in my heart.
He's very much in your heart.
I don't know.
We know. We know for sure. We are very sure about that.
Let it be true. I don't know. So what shall I tell? What is the time left now?
So it's 8:30. So
Okay.
can say something more for 15 minutes.
What should I tell you? Okay. So now I will tell you something about. I don't know whether it is relevant to tell you all these things, but because I have to tell something, I am trying to tell something. So I told you that on the I mean, what you call Baba's cabin. Behind Baba's cabin, we used to spend hours together, myself and Iraj Jassawala. Of course, there used to be good number of people, and as time passes, as the what you call midnight approaches, people started to leave, and everybody would go, but still I would be there, lingering there, and I generally, I I mean, I was very manipulative. I used to somehow sit very near him, very near him. And sometimes people come, and when I feel that Erich wants them near him, I would go away. But that is how I used to sit with him and spend the night. And when everybody was, Divana was there, and other Sham Kerawala's daughters were there, and those people, they would take care of him, and sometimes they would take him for rest. So I am a very greedy person. I would spend shamelessly with him as much as time, and they would tell me, "No, Mr. Jonathan, this is time he has to go." Okay, I would not mind. So they would go, and I used to sleep on the vacant place there. So at about 2 o'clock or 1:30 or whatever it's after some rest, Erich would come definitely, and when I'm sleeping, he would come and touch me and pushes me and says, "Come on, get up, Janardhan, I have come. Janardhan, मैं आया हूँ, चलो उठो." That is what he used to say. So I would get up and he would feel very happy. Then again, he will ask so many questions, all mundane things and all that. Then I was not interested in that, but he would ask me, "How did you come?" and all that. But I would like to hear something from you. So what do you want to hear? He said, whatever comes to your mind. Then once he told me that after new life, Baba was planning, that is 1952, Baba was to go to America, and he told Erich to go with him. And it took nearly 1 month. Every day Baba would ask him to follow him to America, and he would say that, "I will not be able to come, please don't insist on all that." And he told me, "Jonathan, do you know, I disobeyed Baba." "What is that?" I asked him. He said, "I cannot come." So I told Erich, "Why did you say like that? What made you say like that?" He tells me, what sort of man you are? You don't understand. For 4 years, we roamed about the country and all that. So what happens? I said, "What happens to you? Nothing. You could have as well gone along with Baba." He said, "No, you don't understand. I would be a burden on him. He has to take care of me. Instead of my serving him, I will be a burden." So Baba tells him, "So when you are not prepared to obey my instructions, it is better you leave me." So the matter became very serious, and he decided that he should go. So the interview is over. He comes to his room. Now what I have to do? I have to leave. So now for a while he thinks, if I leave now, everybody will see, and he wanted to avoid everybody, and he thought that he should better leave the place in the darkness. So he wanted to wait till it is very dark, and he wanted to pick some of the things. So he started to pick up one thing, other thing. He says, "Oh, this is what Baba has given me. This is Baba's trunk. This is Baba's comb," and everything. He says, "Everything is given by Baba. How can I take it? Because that's not mine now. He wanted me to leave, So I had to leave. So he looks at himself. So the shirt and all that, everything is given by Bhava. They say, okay. So after the midnight, then I will remove all clothes and all that and walk away from Mehrazad. So it was a very sad thing for me. Of course, that, it, I mean, just I was in that situation that was. I said, "What would you do?" He said, "I'll go into the world, go far away, and I'm healthy. I can work." You say you are healthy and still you did not want to go to America. That is different. Serving Baba is different. I can starve. I can work. I cannot work. Whatever happens, it will happen. But I should not be a burden on Meher Baba. That is what he told. And then it was about 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Somebody comes and knocks at his door, and there's an instruction that wait till tomorrow morning. There are separate orders for you. And the next day, Baba changes the whole plan for him. Baba says that now you have to go with your Prendu, and you have to go into the world and roam over the country, roam over all places, and give my message of love and truth. It says, but what can I do? I have no knowledge. How can I say anything about you? Or how can I? Baba says, go. And when you start speaking, you remember me, and I would do rest of the things. So that is the greatest happening that has come to benefit the whole mankind. The order he has disobeyed, that has paved way for Baba's tour to Andhra, Baba's tour to Hamirpur, and Baba's very free life tours. So he went to Pakistan, other places in Pakistan, India, and on the way, while roaming, he comes to his Pune, and Baba is still abroad, and he goes to his mother's place. So there, as per Baba's orders, he gives 1 rupee for his food. His mother serves him food. You just imagine what an agony it is for a mother to take money from his son and give him food. That was the story. One story he has told me. So, now about I think I should tell about this man also. This is Murthy Saab. So about this, about last thing I have to tell you is that I was deeply connected with Murthy Saab. Everything, every small and big thing, I would definitely tell him about my personal affairs also. He would generally, he was not very particular about anything. He would say, oh yes, okay. That's how he used to tell. And in 2001, my domestic circumstances forced me to quit the job, take VRS, voluntary retirement, and I prayed to Baba. I told Baba, I am not seeking your permission for this. I am without your permission. I am applying for VRS. That is what I told Baba. And then I did not tell Murthy, because I thought if I tell him, if he asks me, no, you continue in the job, I have to definitely do that. But my domestic circumstances are so precarious that I had to quit the job. So I prayed, told him in my own heart that please forgive me, I will not tell you. And I just applied, and they permitted, and I took VRS. And so when the news went to him. His two daughters were there, Meher Leela and Jyoti. Oh, this boy is very bad. He started grumbling. But every day I would go to him. He would not say anything to me. He says, "Don't." Had he told me, "You continue the job," perhaps I would have continued. But he did not tell me anything, and I was happy that my plan is working well. So on 31st March, I was to be totally disconnected from the bank where I was working, and they would settle everything, all the money that is going to come to me. So on 30th, the bank tells me that from out of your retirement benefits, you will have to pay 2,20,000 towards income tax. It was a bolt from the blue because all my plans will go off. Everything will be off. Now you cannot make any amends. I will have to lose that 2,20,000. That is a very, very big portion of my savings. That is all. It was not a pensionable job at that time, and whatever money I got, I have to live rest of my life on that. So I was very sad. And just opposite to our center, where Murthy used to live, LIC office there. Somebody told me that you can save something by paying all the premium. So for whole year I paid all the premium, and I was there in the LIC office. Just if I look at up, Murthy's house is there. That is just 2 minutes walk. But I did not go. I did not go. Why? Because I was a worried man. And he would immediately point out to me, "Talapai name పెట్టుకొని వచ్చావు? What are you carrying on your head?" If I am worried, that these are the words he would tell me. So I said I should not see him today. So I went home. Normally I would go to center at about 7 o'clock, 6:30 or something. From office, directly from office I will go to center and spend up to 9, 9:30 or sometimes 11:30, 12 also. Then I will go home. But that day, that was very important day, I did not go. 30th March 2001, and I told myself, though I should not go him, disturb him. So I remained in my house. I had my food and all that. And at about 9:30, I made a phone call to him and telling that I'm sorry I could not see you. So of course he did not speak to me. His daughter spoke to me. They said that okay, it's all right. But he, at about 8 o'clock, when he was in the center, there were other people there. So many people, boys were there, others are also there. So he tells the group, "Oh, from tomorrow, Janardhan is full time in church." Of course, this I did not know. He told them, and then when he went down for his food, he jovially remarked to his daughters that Janardhan would not come today. He is counting currency notes. Currency notes. That is my worry about money. Okay. I made a phone call and told them that I am not coming. And at about 4 o'clock, I had no phone at that time. My brother was having a phone. He's just opposite to my house. He comes in the wee hours and wakes me up hurriedly. He tells me that Murthy is sick. You have to go. So I immediately realized that was the greatest blunder. From 1966 onwards, as long as I was in Nizamabad, there was not a single day when I did not see him. And this is the last day, and as a fool, I have forgotten to, I missed the greatest opportunity of friendship, upholding the values of friendship. I did not see him. I knew that he's going to die. And I was worried because even before I reach, he may die. That was my worry. So my brother's son Sridhar is there. He and me, we went there on a scooter, and when I went there, I was happy to see him. He was sitting on the edge of a cot like this, and as soon as I came, he saw me. He said, that is, he was ready for the go. So you don't believe, just as a bridegroom gets well dressed, he had put a belt, socks, beautiful pant and shirt in the, I mean, I don't know, as if he's going to get married. And he looks into my eyes, and I wanted to say something. He did not allow me to say anything. He said, come on. He did not utter a word. So I wanted to help him and walk to the doors. He just shirked like this, and he came from his bedroom to the drawing room. From drawing room, we have to go to hospital. There was a car already. Down the hill. The center is on a hill, as you know. So he came out. So when he entered the drawing room, he started panting. He was gasping. So I made him sit in a chair like this. And after a few minutes, I put another chair outside the door, and I took him there and made him sit. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning now, and there is the call, Allahu Akbar, the call for prayers from the mosque. And I was holding this chair, on the back side. He was sitting like this. I was holding the chair, and on one side my nephew Sridhar, and the other side there is one Mr. Hegonda. They were there, and we all together, we wanted to lift him and take him to the car. And I said, Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. And the call from the mosque comes for prayers. And as soon as I uttered Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai, he lifted his head and he looked at me. He wanted to find where from the voice is coming. Perhaps he was seeking at that time, I did not know. But he tried to look at me, and just like fell on. He fell on my chest. So, as a true friend, even though I was not what you call loyal friend that I was, he waited for me. Perhaps he must have suffered agonizing pain, heart failure. He did not tell anybody, but he waited till I came, and he saved me from a what you call lifetime worry that I have not done my best. To see him on the last day, very important day. So that is the end of the story.
Wonderful. Straight from your heart. Beautiful. So whatever you shared was so straight from your heart today. Thank you so much, Janardhan uncle.
I'm really thankful to you all people who bore with me for my what you call the way I speak. I'm not a good speaker, and I do not know how
No.
to.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that I'm today very fortunate to remember all these things.
Beautiful. It was straight from the heart. What you were speaking was nothing but from the heart. So we just were connected to that. So it was wonderful. Thank you so much. Anybody has anything to say, any question, any thoughts, anything? So can unmute themselves and share.
Just wanted to thank you, Janu Kaka, as people lovingly call you. But like Ganesh said, it's straight from the heart. So, I thought about your mentioning that you missed having Baba's physical darshan.
Yeah, true. Even that is a great fortune. I want to add. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are
Hello.
able to hear you. Yeah, yeah.
It's a great fortune to be sent away, I mean, empty handed, because you suffer the
Mm.
agony all
Agony,
your life.
longing. It only increases the longing.
Yeah, that's
I
what I was
don't know.
about to say. The longing is what Baba has given you, and you definitely had the darshan in '69. So
Yeah, true,
you
that's true. But I can't say that I had Baba's darshan as others they tell that just as Hanmant Rao Gaur of your family or Suryanarayan or perhaps you may have you
no,
had darshan.
no,
I don't know. I don't.
I was the
I,
unfortunate one too. But
of course,
Honey,
he,
Honey has
he
seen it. Baba has Baba's darshan. Vishwanath had it, and but myself, my eldest brother, and my sister were not that fortunate. But
no, it is not like that.
again,
Hmm.
like Bob, I don't miss that. I mean, it's obviously there is a purpose, and we just have to go with that. Yeah, yeah.
No, there is no. It is very clear.
Mm.
He wants us to remember him all the time and think of him all the time. Is it not great that? See, I just wanted to tell you. If you permit me, I'll tell you one small anecdote.
For sure.
I,
Please.
that is in Nizamabad we had a old house. It is just like Mehrabad Mandali Hall. Two rooms on the sides and a big hall in the middle and a veranda. It looks as if it is just Mehrabad, Mehrabad Mandali Hall. So in the main hall, we used to have Baba's photos all around on the walls. So I used to keep a small piece of cardboard on each photo. Why? Because birds would come and sit and they will spoil Baba's photo. I did not want that the birds should leave the house. I wanted them to be there, but not to spoil his face and all that. I used to have a lot of care for that, and I used to place small um, cardboards on Baba's head so that even if the birds they spoil that, it will not spoil Baba's photo. So it was visible to everybody. So one of my distant relative, he came from Pune, and we never knew him that he is our relative and all that. That was the first time he came, and he came to our house and he introduced himself and all that, and then he stayed in our house for 2 or 3 days. So he noticed that these photographs are there, Baba's photos are there, and this photo I'll show you. If you permit me, I'll just 1 minute. This photograph. Are you able to see
Yes.
this photograph?
Yes.
So I used to put a card on this, and so he saw that, and he said, "What is this madness?" He said, "What is this madness?" I said, "Why?" Because you are taking so much care of a person. What? He's not person. He's God. He's Rama. He's Krishna. I told him. My brothers were also there. No, no, no. What is this? I shook hands with Meher Baba in Pune. I said, I have to kiss your hands. You are so fortunate. He said, you say it is fortune. You meet a man, a Parsi man, you adore him as. So this is your misfortune, he said. Then I said, it is your misfortune. Having met him, you do not know what he is. Who he is? You will realize this perhaps after many lives. So that is the what you call
Gift of
great thing that
longing.
has happened. Yes, the great thing that has happened in our lives is that we have seen God's form, human form, and whether we remember him or not, He remembers us all the time. Just as Irich used to come and wake me up, he wakes us up everybody every time. So that is how we are fortunate. It's
That's
not
very true.
that we have missed him. I mean, particularly I'm telling Prakash that he remembers you. He remembers you all the time.
True. That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, he must be feeling that why I have not given darshan to Prakash, such a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
So shall we
That,
stop?
but that's a longing he gave you
Yeah,
to
true.
help you
Yeah,
serve him
yeah.
beautifully. Yeah. That's nice.
Serve him. No, he is serving us. Okay, she wants to tell something. I don't know
Yeah,
what she.
Betty wants to say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Betty.
Um, oh dear, I'm gonna cry too. You feel very much like a friend to us Westerners because we didn't see him either. Um,
Uh, Ganesh, please repeat and tell me what she has told. I am not able to understand.
I
Betty,
think
can you come again
I think I
so we
can
can?
say it. You feel like our friend um, to to many of us in the West because we too did not see him. Um,
No.
You to feel like a friend because many of us have not seen him. That's what
Yeah.
Betty is saying.
Yeah. But dear sister, I say that you are very, very, very fortunate. Those who feel the agony of not seeing him, they are very, very fortunate than those people who have met him and forgot him. And he so it is not some I don't say this to comfort you, but this is what I feel. The whole new generation people like Ganesh, I don't know whether he has seen or not, but
No, no.
I see so many young people, they do so much work for Baba. They give their life. So that's something even I cannot dream of it. I cannot even dream of it. And Baba's name they are spreading to each and every nook and corner of the world. And the West, and I must tell that West, particularly Americans, are very, very fortunate because they have made films, they have published books, and that is the thing that is going to help the whole humanity in the I mean if we in the times to come. Those people who survive this crisis and the people who come later, they will all appreciate and they will be very grateful to Americans for the excellent work they have done. And you being Americans, you are really very fortunate. Even Baba himself told that I like 2 years. One is America and the another is Andhra. So these 2 years, you are one of, and your A is first. So it's it is really great. And when you think of Baba, when you take his name, you, I mean, your heart is full. You can't even utter a word. When the heart is full, your lips are, I mean, they are sealed. So that is the love. What difference is there between an American and Indian? In fact, most of, I should not say like that, but most of us in India, we are all hypocrites, not fair like you people. You are great.
I wanted to tell you what you showed Baba's hair.
Ah, yeah.
I want to show you. I have one hair.
Ah, true.
You are
Good, good.
fortunate. No,
Good. Ah.
wow, I saw your hair. You are
Yes.
fortunate.
Yeah, true. You are very fortunate because I have so many pieces, but you have got one hair. That is enough. That is enough. See, I whenever people visit my place, whenever I meet people, I mean, I don't carry this with me everywhere I go. But if some people come to my house, I will definitely give a piece of it and ask him or her to preserve it very carefully. I give one such piece to John Gusieff who is in Mehrabad. Maybe you may be knowing that boy. He's from France.
John,
Like that.
yes.
Uh, yes, John Gusiev. So like that, whoever comes to my house, because this I don't carry everywhere. I'll keep it very safely in the house. Somebody comes, and I feel he's a Baba lover. I'll give him a small piece, and I'll tell him that this is something I'm giving from my person, from my personal body, or something like that, and don't throw it.
I
We
have
need to
Bob.
travel to your house. So we all need
Ah,
to travel to your home.
I have Baba's hair also, and I just took it out the other day. I was looking at my Baba treasures, and someone gave me a little vial, a little case, a red case with a lot of strands of Baba's hair,
oh,
and
great,
I
great,
just
great.
putting the treasures together, into something. I want to put it into a box, all the different
Yeah.
treasures. So trying to wrap them up with a little
Yes.
pendant that Mara had kissed my first trip in India, and I was wearing it, and it fell off the other day. I better keep this separate from now on, Baba. I don't want to lose it, so I put it with Baba's hair. I
Great.
wrapped it up, and now I'm gonna go get a little box or a locked box for my treasures. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that so much. Thank you.
Yes. Your
Very
children
sweet,
are, yeah.
very
Yeah.
touching, very touching that you
Yeah.
would share those things and
Yeah.
spark that in us as well. Thank you,
So,
Baba.
No, Kaka, we should visit your home soon.
oh, it's definitely. I'll be very happy. I will definitely share whether I will be able to. I will treat you on your level, but this I will definitely give you. I don't know if if any time, yeah, if I am able to travel to Pune, I will definitely like to see
Yes,
you,
please.
and I present this a piece of fare to you also.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward for that day, hopefully
Uh,
soon.
uh,
We could have a sharing day of all our little Baba treasures.
Jai Baba. Beautiful.
so thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so Dinah has said, thank you so much for these poignant stories. So even Dinah has thanked you. So yeah. So Dinah is also there.
give give everybody my love, because
Uh,
I'm not
Yeah.
good at English, and also not what you
oh,
call.
Wow, your English is
oh,
flawless. When I
perfect.
tell you, I'm trying to
It's,
I'm trying to see how can I speak like Janardhan uncle. I mean Janardhan Kaka. Yeah.
Arey!
Flawless. I mean that's all I can say. I mean it's just so flowing and so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel so much like a friend.
Oh.
That's a contemporary.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Jai Baba.
This is all the result of the disappointment. Disappointment of not seeing God,
You know, I
going very
just
near Him.
yeah, I remembered that once how one quote Baba has in the MPC,
Yeah.
which goes like, "When you come here, you may get something, or you may get nothing." I'm not exactly quoting the
Yeah,
exact words,
but that nothing
but
you.
that nothing may prove to be everything, and
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful time. Thank you.
Nimesh say thank you so much for that touching story. It was nice to hear you and be with Baba, Nimesh. That's what Nimesh has sent the message.
So thank you,
So
everybody. Thank you,
Thank
everybody. I
you.
can.
Thank
Uh,
you.
thank you so much, Uncle. So and you always come at such a short notice and you know what, Uncle Jannu Kaka said, what will I speak for 1 hour? I said, you just come. I know you can surely speak more than an hour. You have wealth of stories. So
yeah, I have a suggestion, Janu Kaka. So now that you spent so much time with Erich, all those long nights and everything, you just please recall those those moments and recall more stories and something really personal. I mean,
Yeah,
little things, and those are the
yeah,
things
Yeah,
that
little
really
things.
help. Yeah.
yeah,
Not little
and
things.
like the one thing which you said today, Rich Kaka's story. So those things, I mean, don't worry if those are already in the book and all that, but still we would love to hear
Yeah.
because you heard from him so directly.
Correct.
So we still will love to hear from you.
Like a
Okay.
And
little,
this we have to,
like a
because these
little
stories.
story. I'm sorry.
She was telling something. She
Sorry,
said.
Betty.
It was like your little story about your relative where you put the cardboard over the pictures. Little things like
Yeah.
that. Wonderful.
Because birds would come and sit on Baba's photo and they will spoil it. I did not like that. I had to clean it, stand on a bench or something like that, and try to clean it. And every day that was a job for me. So I have some 20, 30 photos all around the hall on the walls, very high, so that they are not easily reached by children. So everything was there. They must be kept safe. They should not, should not spoil that and all that. And that man, he told me that is the thing. And I pity that I never met him afterwards. I don't know what happened to him. But I don't even remember his name. But this thing that has happened is something very striking. So he took Baba for a man, that too a mundane man. And what a great misfortune. Having seen him, he has not seen him. And having not seen him, we are all seeing him.
In my story is very quickly. I was
Please.
born in Ahmednagar, but
Oh, great. Yeah.
no, I did not. I did not get to have Baba's darshan. So that's so close, so far story.
No, it's not like that. Baba is close to you. He's close to you. He will remain always close to you. He can never leave us. Once
Yeah.
Jogsmal told me, I remember Jogsmal. So when we say we remember Baba, he says, no, it's not like that. Baba remembers us. It is Baba who is actually remembering us. So it is our great fortune that every moment of our life, we think of him without our effort.
Yeah.
It is because he remembers. He remembers us. He remembers each one. Prakash, Ganesh, Betty, and Angela. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I cannot remember foreign names, but I love each one of you. I really am very, very grateful to you for your love and for the patience you have for hearing all these things.
Yeah.
We're fortunate.
Prakash, where do you live? America or in India?
I have given up working since 2 years. So I spent about 3 or 4 months with my mother in India, like sometime November to March. Otherwise, I'm here in New Jersey. Now I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, you are in New Jersey. I
So I
thought
keep
you are
shuttling this year. I mean,
good.
yeah, back and forth.
We very short. See, I have very short. Fleeing moments in your company. Once we stayed together in
Yeah.
Hostel C. I have got that small torchlight that is you give me. That is there. I always love to look at it. I don't use it. I want to preserve it. So
And I saw you at Nizamabad Center
yeah, true.
when we had that
That,
great gathering. And thanks for the opportunity you gave me to recite Baba's prayers.
oh,
There.
what is that? By it is all Baba's. Mm. So thank you very much, everybody. My love from
Thank you.
and with a prayer that we all live the best life. That is,
Right.
Baba has quoted that a life's renounced. I'll repeat that whole message. Uh, Life at its best. That is the title. So, if understood, life is a jest. If misunderstood, life becomes a pest. For the pilgrims on the path, life is a test. And when relinquished through love, life is at its best. So may Baba grant us all this best life.
Perfect. Perfectly done.
Jai Meher
Jai Baba.
Baba.
Jai
Thank
Baba.
you so much.
Avtar Meher Baba
Thank you
ki jai.
everybody. So we'll say 3 times Avtar
Aur
Meher Baba
Meher
ki Jai.
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
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 Avtar
Avtar
Meher
Meher
Baba
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 ki
ki
Jai.
jai.
Avtar
Avtar
Meher
Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
Jai.
jai.
Jai. Thank
Jai
you.
Baba.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ganesh, for roping in
Little I do
Jennu Kaka
so.
in the last minute. And I think I like that spontaneity. You have beautiful stories to share. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight from the heart.
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful.
Okay, Jai Baba.
Wonderful.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher.
Jai
And
Baba.
Ganesh, special,
Hmm.
You.
especially I love for the opportunity you give me.
No, no.
And
It's
I
our
thank
pleasure
you
to
for
have
this.
you.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Yes,
Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, come back next time. We'll see you
Thank you.
soon.
Yeah, sure.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.